Sorry,
Hello,
I
hello.
just looked terrified because the countdown was like, let's play the robot. And I was like,
I had that problem too. I was having that issue as well. So I actually had to, I logged completely out of StreamYard the next time and then
oh,
logged back in, and that seemed to fix it.
yeah. I mean, for me, it was, I don't even know who. Yeah, oh, yeah. When I first did my, live stream a few weeks ago, after a long time, obviously the whole countdown just froze and I had to stop it and go live without it. And I was like, "Ah." But then I was told that it was a StreamYard error and other people had issues. So I was like,
Oh,
it wasn't me.
that's good.
But
That's
yeah.
good.
But yeah, and hello, thank you so much for watching the playback, we go replay, whatever we're gonna call it, because I know that
Hmm.
there's gonna be people interested in Gerald because you all want to know his secrets, which we're
Wow.
never
Oh,
gonna tell. So,
yeah. And the notice just popped.
oh yeah, yes, yes.
So
I'm in the habit of clicking on my own streams notification now, so I'm like, I can see when people get the
I
notification.
do too. And I've been
Yeah,
putting
we're
this
smart people.
on. We are smart. So
I
there
mean,
you go.
almost, because I completely just posted an Instagram post yesterday at 8 p.m. that 24 hours from now, then later I was like, no, that's actually the end. So I'm like, I'm so used to the 8 p.m. I was like, but I'm like, nobody knows time on Instagram, so it's going to be okay. So,
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
so we have a few people in already. We have, I don't know your name, Gypsy JJ. Please do let me know your name. Gerald, do you know?
I do not know Gypsy
Okay.
JJ's name.
Okay, because if anybody, you're the one who knows the name.
Aw.
We have the mustache man who's very polite and typed in the
Ooh.
chat. I wasn't because I'm on my iPad and I was like, I don't want to do this. Ooh,
No,
that's
I
a
was
weird
typing on
angle.
my phone. Yeah.
Look at that weird angle of my hands. Ooh. Hello,
Ooh.
Stephanie. How are you doing?
Hi, Stephanie.
Long time no see in a
There's a
stream,
weird
I think.
angle of the hands.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Like I don't know, but
Ooh.
hello.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, 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 oh. Who is
oh.
that? Is that that's yeah,
Oh, look at that.
there you go. High five.
High five.
Yay.
Yes, we spend a lot of time on doing this all the time, and it's still fun.
Yeah.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you doing? You need to reply to my email, by the way.
Yeah,
We're trying to.
Jonathan.
We need to find a date for the dragon stream. So just saying. And no,
What are
I
you
know you're
talking about?
probably
I don't
busy.
know anything about dragon streams. We're not talking about those things. But the
Yeah,
dragon stream will be cool.
I know. I mean, it's not technically it's not terror related, so I can mention it because it's a stream. Hello, Lisa. So yes, today's
Hi,
stream is not
Lisa.
about tarot. It's not about sad things, which is very hard because today is the summer solstice. So, but we're not talking about anything related to anything like that.
No, but we
I
can say
mean,
a lot of
you guys,
things.
they
Yeah.
can do that in the comments. We are
Yes.
forbidden by law
We
which I
are
came
forbidden
came
by
up with.
law.
With long stash and all that. I
Am
can
I
call you
allowed
rich.
to? Am I
Yes,
allowed to thwarp?
yeah, yes. I
And
mean,
I have a holiday appropriate. I have a seasonal appropriate thing, and that's
yes,
all I'm
absolutely.
saying. Because it's
Do
hot
you?
outside, and one must use a fan.
I mean, I have paperclips finally and lollipops.
Oh, did you get the lollipops that you wanted? That's a good
No,
size.
I mean not the one that I wanted because oh my god. Okay, I have three. That's a lot. I'm not gonna suggest to go around and hand it to children because you're gonna be arrested. But
No.
keep it for Halloween.
Yeah. No, I bought these when you first announced you were
I
doing this
know, and I was
series.
like, we need to do that.
I went out and I bought paper clips.
And you didn't do a necklace.
I did not do a necklace, maybe for the next time.
Yeah, but I have a
If I'm
giant one.
allowed back. Yeah, you do have a giant
Of
one. That
course.
needs to be the center pendant.
Oh, everybody's
So,
allowed to come on my channel all the time, honestly, and especially for this one.
yeah. I want to
Mm.
know what paper clips and lollipops are people's favorites.
Yes, we need to talk about it, but I want to say hi to Brian because he's
Brian is
working,
here
still
and
lurking. We
he's
always
working.
winning. He's working. Yes.
He's working and lurking and preparing for a casual on Monday.
Ooh, what's a Memorex?
Memorex is it's a tape, Memorex tape for cassettes. That used to be
Oh,
their tagline.
okay.
It's not live, it's Memorex because they would
Ah,
play them the tape of it and it would sound
it
as
would look
cool
like it.
as
Okay, okay. I mean, it's
yes.
not like I'm too young for it to know. I'm too foreigner to know these things.
Well, but
We just had the
you had the
VHS
what? VHS.
VHS. Yeah.
But this is for things like music.
Oh, so these are okay. Small one. I
So
mean, I
did
still
you
have a few actually.
do you still
I
have a
did.
few cassettes?
Yeah, and I was like, I can't play them anywhere because I don't have a cassette player anymore. But I don't want to throw them out because I don't have the music in any other form, just on those
Yes.
cassettes. And I'm like, I want to keep that. So I have a few that I know, Jonathan. I was just teasing. I know your reply. When you have time. So no, 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 don't worry. I'm just being a nice person.
She's being yeah.
Hi,
Hi
Regina.
Regina.
Oh, your boss let you stay a little. Hello, everyone. I can't stay long, but I wanted to pop in, like a lollipop in.
Thank you. I was like when somebody has to do the pop in.
Yes,
That sounds like
that's.
something you'd have on TikTok a lot the lollipop song.
I don't. I'm not on TikTok because I don't often feel old, but TikTok makes me feel old, and I'm like, I can't read this whole information. I'm like, I need to slow down and look at things, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just no. Hi, Amy. How are you doing?
M.A. the
Hope all is good.
Gray.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, so I want to know what kind of a flavor lollipop do you have?
Well, I have all of them, of course, because
Of course.
I
Hi,
am,
Elaine.
you know, I am an overachiever.
Obviously, I mean you're clearly born. I have three measly lollipops,
Well,
but
and
I'm gonna eat them all. Will you eat yours?
of course, these I
Oh,
this was full when I originally put them in.
oh, okay. So I
So,
kind of
okay,
ruined your non-existent diet, I guess.
the three that I picked, this dragon fruit,
Oh, I don't have that.
then there's lemon lime,
Neither. Okay.
and then there is blueberry burst.
So fast. It's fancy. I mean, I have my favorite is the always the cola flavored one.
Oh, okay.
That's always a good choice. And then I had a boring but trusted cherry.
Nice, very nice.
And I had a banana flavor just for the lulz because I'm 5 years old.
There you go. I mean, you got to have it. I mean, I highly endorse that.
I mean, the one that I wanted, and I was hoping that Maria might pop in, or maybe if she's watching the replay, hopefully she can answer me that that was a lollipop. I don't know if you guys know that the Kojak lollipop. That was a TV
Yes.
show.
Was it a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know
I
if
don't
it,
know what kind of people in chat, what
I mean,
kind of
it was
lollipop did he
the
have?
inside was white and it was covered with chocolate,
Okay.
and
I don't remember.
that was a TV show. I think in the end of the 80s and beginning of 19 or something. It might have been German because a lot of things came from Germany back then. It wasn't. I should check. I have the internet in my hand. I could check if Kojak was. What um,
There you go. I made a
nationality Kojak had.
necklace.
Ooh, that was Irish actually. What you showed. Irish flag. I
This is
approve that. I
oh,
love Irish in any kind of forms.
so there you go.
And the main detective in the show used to eat that lollipop all the time, and that's
Yes.
why it was named after him. And that was a huge thing in Hungary. Everybody loved it. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get one because I remembered, it was sold just the other day. And then I went to the supermarket, and the lady was like, "Oh, retro things like that. Maybe can be
We
both
have an
sometimes.
answer. Emma
Oh,
the Gray said, "Think you're right, Gerald. Tootsie Pop."
yeah, I don't know what Tootsie Pop
And
is.
Elaine, Tarot Tats
Yeah,
and Tea, has to go to the sweet shop. And Lisa Stevens, Kojak was in the 70s. And Regina's
yep.
Tarot and
Okay.
Wirecraft Googled it. So,
I
who
mean,
loves you, baby? Telly does. Yes.
we were on, you know, till the end of the 80s, we were part of the Soviet Union, all the bullshit. Not actually part, but were we part? I don't know. We were occupied by Russia, so that was fun.
Hmm.
And I mean, I wasn't, thank God, I wasn't, too much alive for that. But so
Yeah.
we got a lot of things from the right side of the Iron Curtain and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So not a lot
Okay.
of things from the West.
Yeah.
And please close the stupid ad on my phone. I want to check. I love that show, by the way. That was so good. I mean, I can't remember anything, but meaning the
And
a
Lisa
bold
Stevens,
lollipop. Yeah, I mean that even the
Lisa,
description is
yeah,
that.
yeah. Lisa Stevens said, "I believe the actor was Telly Savalas," and M.A. the Gray said, "My dad liked Tootsie Pops, and he made a Kojak reference every single time for the next 30 years."
Yeah.
And Richie Longmantero is here. Aloha,
Oh,
Richie. Happy
we have
solstice.
the sheriff with long sleeve.
Long stash. Long
I
stash on
kind of think
Friday.
about, yeah. Ever since you guys started doing that, I kind of, hi Richie. Richie's no mentor, by the way. uh, I kind of started to think you guys like Western sheriffs, like in a Western,
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
so.
Long stash.
Ah,
Calla Lizzie is
cool.
here.
Not, I mean, this is cool too, but why am I'm not able to highlight Elaine's comment for some reason? This one. I grew up in South Africa, and we used to get Kojak lollipops, cherry flavored, filled with what? That
Bubblegum.
was ours were specifically the white one with the chocolate cover because that was the one that he ate. Nothing else was cold like that. Huh? I didn't know that.
So I think everyone, because people should contact you about coming on
Yes,
for Paperclips and Lollipops, and it's Paperclips and Lollipops, not Lollipops and Paperclips, because that just would be silly.
ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous.
Just how
But
Ben said it.
yes, but do your research about lollipops, and like every guest should have something fun to come with them.
I can't find. It looks different. I mean, trying to find a picture of the lollipop. How I remembered, but oh, this is the one.
Oh, hi, Fran. Charms Pop have bubble gum in them. Kojak.
This
Oh,
is
I don't think I've ever
it's
seen those.
it's a red and yellow. The outside is red and yellow. So, oh,
Uh,
we can buy it in Tesco. Cool. I
okay.
might be able to get some for the next. I tried to find one. Okay, I will try to get one. I'm not gonna spend the whole hour with trying to find a picture of it.
Yeah.
And show you guys next time. Okay, so did I say hi to? No, we have friend as well. Hi, friend. Charm
Fran,
pops
yay.
above. Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
remember that. I remember the Charm Pops because you actually had the burst of sugar. I feel like I'm
ooh,
shouting. My apologies. You had the burst of sugar because of the outside, and then you had the chewing gum that lasted. The flavor last all of about a minute, and then it
ooh.
was just gross.
I mean, the one that I picked because that was the only brand of lollipop in the store, and I was like, people don't eat lollipops anymore. What the hell happened to the world? I'm confused. Is the one I don't know if you know that Moam brand?
I don't know that brand.
That's a sticky. Uh, I'm trying to think what is it that you have over there that's similar. Um, I can't. My brain just froze. I have nothing in my head right now. But it's kind of it's sugary and it's sticky, so it's not like a fudge. Maybe kind of like fudge. The texture.
Hmm.
I
Was
mean
it
I
like a
was.
little treat?
It's like a little like a block. You can build up little houses with it if you want to. If you're
Oh
like
my
crazy like
gosh.
me. and it's really good. And I can eat a whole pack, and a pack has like 5 in it. And I think the lollipop is like, like birds have that thing in the middle, and just
Hmm.
irregular sugar outside. So
Yeah.
I'm
Elaine
looking
asks,
forward to eating them.
they are chewy, aren't they?
Yeah.
A bit like a toffee.
Oh, toffee. That was the word. Yeah, I was like, I know something that. Yeah, yeah, it's like that. Yes. And we have
Nice.
an answer. So Gypsy JJ's name is Jenny, but yeah, but I'm thinking, but no, I don't want they like pronouns are hard when you don't have them in your language. So we can go by JJ if you want to. We don't want to out you if you
Of
don't want to
course.
be. Just let us know.
Okay. Just whatever you do, don't call them late for dinner. It's a joke. I don't care what you call me, but just don't call me late
Ah,
for
okay.
dinner.
I mean, I was like, oh, I was thinking that this is something, some reference to something that I don't know.
Nope. Nope. That's just I don't know. Did you all
Ooh,
around you say that? So I don't
I
know.
don't. It wasn't a thing here. I just met
Taffy.
you to the, like
Oh my gosh.
interest. As soon as I unhighlight the comment, it pops into a next one, two two above the one that I
Oh yeah, you have to
so
move your chat a little bit. It's weird. You
so
asked
if I
why.
if I
Yes, we
highlight
know.
random shit, it's because. So yeah.
Yeah.
So now that
Classic
we're
dad
done with the
joke.
lollipops, and it only took us 70 minutes, see, we can talk about shit for a long time, I think.
Well, yes, yes. I can
Well,
do that for a very, very long time.
so yeah, I was just thinking that, you posted a lot of fabric stuff recently,
Yes.
and I kind of started working with that sounds very fancy, I was just doing a few tarot pouches, but I
Mm-hmm.
kind of want to start to stitch stuff, or do some stitching, and I
Uh-huh.
bought some new colors today
Ooh, look at that. It's a
because
pink,
I
and
I
then is
have
it
the
a teal? Is it a navy blue or a
it's a
greenish
it's a,
blue?
it's a tealish, yeah, it's tealish,
Okay. Those are
because
pretty
I'm
together.
I'm I'm getting them to match my non-existent things that we're not talking about in boxes,
Uh-huh.
um, and that's gonna fit something that I'm not mentioning.
Yes. Are we allowed to talk about the band Tuckbox Rage?
Of course, always.
Duh.
Oh, hi, Debbie. Debbie's can't pay for the paperclip talk. I mean, I do my best, but I don't think
Okay.
maybe
That's a
this is controversial, but paper clips are not as interesting as lollipops.
well, I actually think okay, now really, who
Let's
was
disagree.
who was the first person who thought of this?
I have no idea, but they were high. You can't
I
tell
am
me that you came up with something like this and you were not drunk, or taking something.
I don't care, but I'm glad that they did. Well, okay, you could I could put that in my nose if I had my,
Ooh,
but
you can
but
exercise your mustache with it.
I
I can
could.
use it as a earring,
Yes.
kind of.
There was a period back in the 70s,
Mm.
Tuckbox Rage forever. There was a period in the 70s, I know, long before you were born, but I mean, because paper clips used to not come with this plastic on them, they were metal.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not
And
that young. Thank you for
oh,
assuming, but
okay, well, but I remember one summer I was staying out in Washington, the state of Washington, with my sister, and I wanted to get creative, and they had a soldering machine, a soldering gun, soldering iron.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
so what I was doing is I took a box of paper clips and I was soldering them together to make like
Ooh.
spirals and
Oh,
to make them like a monster or something like that. But
that's so cool.
I mean, how can you not love a
That
little,
purple.
little paper clips?
Yeah,
I think,
and my favorite one is very kind is the actual metal, the coppery looking one. Even though I don't have a lot right now, I have more of the silver kind. But yeah, and
oh
Debbie
my
is
gosh. And
Debbie. You
just
need to
a,
come on my channel for this one.
yes, Debbie. Well, if you can get Debbie on your channel, that would
Yeah,
be
I know,
awesome.
I know, I know.
And Blushing Nerd Tarot above that, gave who invented the paperclip.
Oh wow, I always love knowing that because I think one of my favorite how it came to be story was how one of the it was food related, obviously, and
Hmm.
I think it was about some sort of a cream. I can't remember which one because I read a lot of stuff like that, and it was just so fascinating that someone who was very passionate about their cooking in the I don't even know like the 1800s or something like that they were trying out different things and they were actually experimenting with food to find something new for the royal court. I think that was how they had the resource. But yeah, and I used to love watching when I was growing up documentaries about how something is made, and they
Hmm.
kind of stopped showing them here, and I don't know why,
Aw.
because one of the most interesting one was how those candies are made that are like so tiny and they have a little motif in the middle, all candy like a little cherry or something, and how they are
Hmm.
actually made, that they make it so big at first and then they pull it out and they become like this
Uh,
small.
that's cool. Well,
That's
see,
so it was so cool.
and I think the amazing stuff that we can find on YouTube is incredible because while I was working, I watched a lot of baking and cooking shows
Ooh.
on YouTube, and I watched a lot of knitting, and I
Lodged.
watched a lot of quilting,
Oh
and
yeah,
some of the stuff that you're doing with fabric. There's great inspiration in videos. Some of them are better than others. Um,
obviously.
but they before Bon Appetit,
Oh, I
the
love that.
magazine imploded, they had Gourmet Makes, which was Claire Saffitz would try to make a gourmet version
Yeah,
of different things.
it's on
Loved
YouTube.
that.
I
Yes, you
mean,
can still find them on YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's like,
sometimes I get
yeah,
recommended, a video about making, I don't know, even know, like nachos or a hamburger or something like that, and I'm like, I would never, or Oreos or something. I've seen something recently, and I was like, it looks beautiful. I bet it tastes better than the original one, but I would never put that amount of effort into creating it. But it's fun to watch, so.
yeah.
And I've seen Candy. So, hi, Candy. Thank you so much for being here. See, I told you, Gerald, people were going to be here because of you. Like 16 people. That's not my average. So,
It
he was
should
like,
be.
no, people are not here for me. But I'm like, I know better.
Uh,
That's why I'm doing these streams. Duh. It's all a trap. You guys come in thinking that, oh, we're going to see Gerald. And I'm like, I'm here too. Lizzie, yeah, I mean, maybe paperclips are afraid because paperclips hide from Lizzie. So,
well,
people
I would
don't know.
also think that Liz, it's very much like me. When I need tape, I can't find it.
Obviously. Or when I needed, like
Trombones, yes.
matches, all of them were used. So I was like, thanks.
Yes, yes. And Lisa Stevens is I have square, triangle, circle, dog bone, butterfly, heart, and regular paper clips.
Oh, I only have a few that are fancy shaped. I have one airplane shaped that looks really cool, but my problem with the fancy one that I don't know where to use them because they are too special to just be used in a regular setting. So I'm like,
See, I'm going to argue with you. You should use the special
I
things
know, I know.
because that's a thing I have. I have my grandmother's china that I actually need to get out and
Yeah,
use just for everyday stuff. It's a hand wash thing only. And let's face it, y'all know me. I'm doing dishes practically all the time because when I haven't done my dishes, we know my hashtag working towards well-being, my well-being isn't good. That's not
Oh,
magic,
okay.
that's realism.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Um,
That's
but
different.
yeah. But yeah, those things just, imagine having a cup of tea and putting a really lovely biscuit, hashtag Ben made me hungry for biscuits, on a really nice saucer.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't keep stuff, because then you end up with a candle, which was a dragon, but it's, it's missing its head. And this was 10 years old when I finally, lit it, because I was
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna say I still have one more. And it's covered in
Yes.
dust because it was collecting dust for 10 years. And even though
Yes.
I tried to clean it up, sometimes I couldn't. It's wax. And now I'm like, I just keep it as an incense holder.
Yeah. And Debbie, I actually knit Continental.
Yeah, you guys, I need some more stuff, because I don't want to. I tried knitting, but I'm kind of more into the whole using this type of thread right now.
Sure.
I even have a favorite needle now. Let
Do
me
you
show you my
really?
favorite. Yes, I know how ridiculously
Okay.
that sound, but I really appreciate the fact that this needle has a part here
Oh,
that's
yes. What's
more.
that called?
I don't know.
Is that an upholstery needle?
I don't know. I just stole it from my mom. I have no idea. But it's triangle shaped actually. So
Hmm.
I thought that it was just pinched, so one part was a bit wider and thinner, but no, it's actually the upper part is triangle shaped. I don't know. I don't
Yes,
think.
because it helps you to actually get in. They work
Yes,
really
it's,
well.
it's so useful, and it's shorter, so it's not a
Hmm.
big one. So I'm like, I have a favorite needle now, which is,
Yeah.
like, who knew that I will ever have a favorite needle? You never know.
Well, and I think what's wonderful is
Hi, Tony.
it's surprising. Hi, Tony. I think it's wonderful when you use something and you get familiar with it because it responds to you and you respond to it. Now, I'm not
Yeah, I
talking
think we love
about,
each other.
yes, it's like a good fountain pen. After you've used a fountain pen for a
Yes.
while, it adjusts to you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Even though and I've seen that conversation multiple times, if it's a myth that a fountain pen, breaks in or not, but it adjusts even if slightly. That's why I still have my Twisby Eco, and usually that's the one that I write with, because that's the one that I wrote most with, and that's the
mm.
most comfortable one. So
I also found, okay, because um, or she and I both like fountain pens,
yes,
or she
because
has
fountain
an
pens are fun.
extreme collection of ink. How many things of ink? How many different kinds of ink? 200?
I mean, it's almost 300, but only about 100 and something is bottled ink. The rest is samples, so
Okay. Well,
it's not
okay.
as bad. It's just one shelf on my.
But I bet it looks cool. I think the bottles look. I love that. I adore that
I need
pen.
to
What kind
refill
of
that.
pen? What pen is it?
It's the Twisby Eco. It's eco because it's economical, and or they denied it. I don't care. It's like $25, so it's not even that cheap.
Will you send me the link to that? Will you email
Yeah,
that to me?
sure.
Because I
And
like the visual of that.
absolutely. I mean, it's a demonstrator, and that was the one of the things. And it has a big ink holder.
Yeah, big
So,
ink. Yeah, well, yeah.
and I love doing that when I have barely any ink left, because I can just, slosh it around and see all the
Hmm.
colors. And
Yeah. Oh, Emma the
they
Gray
come, they,
said, yeah, Emma the Gray said,
yeah,
Twisby,
yes,
TWSBI
Twisby.
Echo. Okay, thank
It's
you. I
it's a
got it.
Taiwanese brand, and yeah, and they have. Uh, Regularly they came out with, or comes out, okay, I don't know, anything like sentences right now. They come up with limited editions, but they have just regular models, and this one, the clear, is a
Hmm.
basic model. I have the should I show you? I have the limited edition copper. Do you want to see?
Yes. Yes.
Then chat among
Yes.
yourself. I'm gonna be.
Okay. I was just going to go back and chat because
Yeah.
Debbie said I was watching knitting videos last night and I learned continental and that's when I was teaching people how to knit. That's how I would do it. Tony is here. Jonathan Daly watched jewelry making silversmithing videos and painting videos. Candy is here. Hello, Candy. Calla Lizzie also agrees that I think she agrees the lovely stuff. Oh man. Is that an
Yeah.
L at the end? Or is that an I?
I.
It's an
It's
I.
Twisby. Yeah,
Okay.
and you pronounce it as Twisby.
Twisby.
And I haven't even used this one because I still use my regular one. So I might even sell it because it's not, no longer available. So if I don't just break it.
So, by the way, can I say it's a beautiful day to pull out some special stuff and use it? Oh,
Yeah, I
nice.
know. So this is I think it was called copper something. So it has a white barrel or whatever cap, and the end is white as well, but the accents are coppery.
Copper. Debbie said
And
yes,
the
it
knit
is.
was,
Debbie said it is an upholstery needle. Oh,
I
and
don't
that's
know.
copper too?
Yeah, I don't know if you can. Maybe if you had to put the two next to each other, it's more obvious. And this is my
Hmm.
regular. And I
Oh,
why I
yes.
love this pen is because it has a small fives number five nib. Because regularly, pens come with number six, and that's just huge, and I don't like it. So because I like
Hmm.
things smaller.
Do you, Masha, Musings by Masha also likes fountain
Yeah,
pens.
we should do something about that. Like,
Um, yeah,
I mean,
Calla Lizzie said,
I
ooh, that
I mean,
coppery
we're
pen
not
is
talking.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I know. We're not talking about anything like that. But I have a video about magical ink using and stuff like that. So I would love to see more people post about stuff like that because I think it's very
Well, and I think in this day
interesting.
and age, God, I sound old. In this day and age, back when I was a kid, I actually had to
In the
write
late
a thank you
1900s.
letter. Yeah, in the late 1900s when I was carrying my stone tablets to school, because that's how books came. No, I think there's a beauty in writing a thank you letter and in that
Yeah.
script, and it's really nice, and I need to do that. Maybe this year I will do that.
I mean, I have pen pals, but I haven't written a letter for almost 2 years now because just everything just became so heavy. And when all your letters are like, this sucked, this sucked, this sucked, it's like, why waste good
Yes.
paper?
Yes. Yes. Well, and I think I am really hard on my pens, on my fountain pens. Whoops.
Autocorrect changed nips into nips. I appreciate
Um,
that because I'm 5 years old.
I'm 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a child. Uh,
Twisby
Eco.
Eco. Okay. I'm
I
I'm
mean,
looking right now. My
yeah,
glass
and
quill is one of my favorite tools.
the only advice I would give with this pen is that technically you can disassemble it completely, pull it apart, clean it. That was one of the things that they advertised the whole pen, that you can clean it completely and it's good for glittery inks, which is true. But all the time when I was doing that, the barrel kept cracking, and this on my
Mm.
regular one, this top part kept cracking and leaking. And this is my third one that I'm actually using with this pen. And ever since I stopped completely, pulling apart and cleaning it that way, it stopped cracking. And even though I'm not, I'm gentle with all my pens, and so I wasn't pushing it too hard back. It's just I don't think that it's actually good for pulling it completely apart. So just a
So,
side note.
yeah. Let me ask you this. What kind of nib?
Mine is an
Because I'm
F.
seeing F nib and an
I love
M
Fs.
nib. What's the difference?
F is a fine. It's about of the Western
Oh, and a
fine.
medium. Okay.
Yeah, I
M is
think
medium.
I mean I love Japanese fine, which is Japanese fine is even finer than a Western fine. I think this is Western, and it's about think it's maybe 0.5 millimeters.
Okay.
For me, mediums are already too broad because my handwriting is I have it's small, so I need the nib to be fine, so you can actually still read what I'm writing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you write with bigger letters, then a medium would be fine because then you can get more out of the ink. You can see the
Yes.
shading or the gloriousness of inks with a broader nib.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love talking about I miss talking about all these things.
Well, that's
Oh,
good because we've got that. But so
yeah.
cool. I've been feeling
This
Oh, very
feeling, yeah.
nice.
Oh, yes, I love that. And I wasn't on Facebook, but I'm sure you showed it there.
And Richie recently made a leaf wreath, I
Yes, I
believe,
saw
Longman
that.
Tarot.
Yeah, where was that? Oh God, I remember things happening, but I can't place them anymore. Must be old age.
And just to update everyone, because I am easily influenced, I have purchased a Twisby, which reminds me of a Twizzler and which I love candy. We should totally do an episode all of about candy, and I want
Yes,
Candy Soul and Sorrel to be on
yes,
because she is one of the sweetest people, brings me so much joy, no caloric influence on me, makes me want to get out and garden I love the creativity
yeah.
and
And her
I've
name is
heaped
Candy.
praise, and her name is Candy, but I also love the way she talks about her children and how she adores
Mm-hmm.
them. I mean, come on. But I purchased an Echo pen with an F nib, and I also ordered a one with a Echo with an M nib.
Okay, cool. So
So I'll
and
be able to
if
report
you
back.
yeah, yeah, and if you can swap the nibs out, so I think you can buy them separately. So if you don't like either of them, you can just buy a separate nib and just change it.
Yeah. Oh, I should do that. This is true, Debbie. You're right. Purchase responsibly, know your
Yes,
limits.
yes, of course.
That's true.
And
And
you
thank
can
you
live
for
through
the
other people buying stuff. That's very good.
bye, Regina.
Yes, bye bye. Is there a nib? I don't know. That makes extremely messy handwriting better. Fountain pen makes handwriting better, just period. It really depends on how big your letters are, but if your letters are not tiny, I would suggest an architect nib because architects are the architect is the oh no, not the architect. The architect is the other way around. Just oh god, I forgot the word. The one that's broader when you pull it down and it's thinner when
Oh,
you're
okay.
crossing. But I
It's
mean,
it's
it
more
can
a
be a
calligraphy pen
no.
where
I
no. Okay.
look for a cursive italic nib. Go. I'm gonna Google some pictures and show you
Okay.
because cursive italic is just so beautiful.
Well, see, and I think to me what makes my I have decent handwriting and
Oh,
my
Jonathan's leaving.
cursive
Bye,
is
Jonathan.
decent. Bye, Jonathan. You got to get ready for his. But I think for me, slowing
Flap.
down helps me. Sometimes
Yes, and with fountain pen you do
I
that.
go too fast. And
Yeah, I'm gonna show you because
a split nib. Oh, fine cursive. Italic.
and
Look at that,
I
people.
think that this type of cursive italic uh, uh, because a cursive is a bit more rounded than a crisp one that can be scratchy on the paper. So for me, I love a cursive italic. I have a pen which I don't know where it is right now, which I grinded into this shape myself, and it's not obviously the best Nibmeister work ever, but it just works. So
I
because
I
people
wish
are.
yeah,
I wish I could write
yeah.
like this. I can't.
And
Yeah,
that's a
I mean,
cursive.
I'm left-handed, but when I started using fountain pens, I switched to my right because I couldn't write with my left, and then I switched to my right. So I'm in a easier position because I write with my hand right now. But a lot of left-handed people says that if you buy an ink that dries quickly and you learn to write it from under, some people, relearned how to write under, then it's okay. There's a tons of videos about fountain pens for left-handed people and stuff like that. So there is
Well,
the
yes.
community.
And
Ooh, I don't know that one. I need to Google. Let's
Matt
show the
Black Forest.
people.
That sounds like a movie star. Matt Black
I
Forest
know.
starring in Metal Extra Fine. The first in a series, and then, Matt Black Forest stars in
It's a
Metal
superhero.
Fine. Oh, that's
Okay, I
good.
know this. Okay, I remember. This is a beautiful one. I mean, as soon as it loads, is it not? Well, whatever. Look at
Oh, that's
all the
nice.
glorious
Yeah.
blackness.
And by the way, Calla Lizzie, I know you were being funny, and I was trying to be funny by being serious, but my initial snarky comment is well, it helps if have decent handwriting to start off with.
No,
So
I
anyhow.
just, I mean, for me, that comment landed completely different because I saw that so many times in the community. Everybody, but my handwriting is messy, and I'm like, get a fountain pen; it will help.
I think fountain pens, they're beautiful, and
And
actually,
the ink, the ink.
and
Ah.
ink, and they're very affordable, and there's ink cartridges, which when the cartridge is empty, you can recycle it.
You can
So,
refill them with a syringe.
oh, can you?
Yes, I have empty cartridges which I cleaned, and I have a syringe that I send it down the bits that would just kill you, the sharp bit. So it's safer, but I do have a syringe, so you can do all sorts of amazing things with
Yes, you can. Well,
fountain
isn't
pens.
that isn't
Just
that
ask me.
probably
I'm gonna share you my wisdom because I have
yes,
some.
but I also think that's probably how things like a paperclip got invented. Somebody
Mm,
had a moment of creativity and inspiration, or they needed something because when
they
I
probably
don't
need, yeah.
yeah, because when I don't have a paperclip and I need to hook things together, what I'm doing is I'm taking the pages and then I fold them over twice.
I hate that. Oh, I hate when
Well,
people
I
fold
hate
these
it
pages.
too, but this isn't a book from the library. No, that's why they're
Still,
bookmarks.
it's just it leaves a mark, and it hurts my soul. That some maybe it's because I'm thinking that maybe it's because when I was young and in elementary school, when your notebook looked too much, like that, because you were not paying attention and you rolled it up, you had to rewrite the whole thing so that it would look pretty again. So after, like you rewrite a whole freaking notebook with whatever class it was, you kind of start paying attention to not do that. So maybe
Hmm.
that's why. I
Yeah.
know. I did you all know that cursive is no longer taught in school. I don't understand that. Just I think it's stupid, and let me say why. Writing, it's a fine motor skill, and it uses part of your brain that you otherwise only would use if you paint or if you do something like that. But children don't paint on their own, and writing is actually really good for your brain. So I don't understand. Yeah, typing is useful, but you need to know how to write.
It's the fine motor skills
Yeah,
with just your
exactly.
fingers, but also with stuff in your brain because knitting is also good for your fine motor skills. And
Yes.
a lot of times, they suggest to people who are wanting to be surgeons to learn to
Oh,
knit. When I
yeah,
used to work at a knitting store, there was a guy who came in. He was a surgeon, and somebody suggested learn to knit. So it's great.
yeah.
For page
And
developed
Elaine
dog
said that
ears.
yes, we had the same thing. Or she, if our page developed dog ears, the page was torn out. Only that page we had to rewrite the whole freaking notebook. Okay, after, if you had multiple ones, I think I only had to do it once because I was like, I'm not doing this again. This takes forever, and I just hated it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if I don't know if Richie is still here or
Mm,
Longman Tarot, but
I don't
does
think
does
so.
he make the people who I do not have decent handwriting and it's like a serial
Like a
message?
serial killer
Yeah.
mess. Is this a confession?
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. But I wonder if the dog ears are, well, do kids actually hand in homework for like math problems anymore? He's a maths teacher.
I mean, I'm assuming if they don't have to write by hand, then they do everything in notebooks and, I mean, actual
Wow.
tablets and stuff. I mean, here
Speaking
they
of
have to do in here. I mean, in my town, they have to do
yeah, speaking of serial killers, have you seen the movie Seven?
that. Yes, I did. Oh God, but yeah,
I like the movie Seven, but I
it
one of the things
terrified
that I
me.
really it's terrifying. Yes, it's
Yes.
terrifying because there's probably somebody like that, or there's people like that. But
What's in the box?
yes, I love the opening credits and the
Oh, I haven't
craziness
seen it
of
for a
the.
while.
Oh, you can search those because the music
Mm.
is I think it's by somebody who worked with Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails, to do
Oh,
the opening music. And it's really creepy, the creating of
oh.
this journal and the writing and all that stuff. So hashtag, Gerald
I
told
mean,
you so, hashtag,
yeah.
responsible for your own stuff. It's
That
a great
movie
movie.
happened
Yeah.
when we were all in love with Brad Pitt. That was that era. And I'm kind of afraid to rewatch it because what if it's not as good as it's in my brain because it's like 20 years or something. Because
Hmm.
I recently started rewatching the show called Burn Notice because I
Okay.
was like, oh, that's a good show, and I remember I liked that, and then I was watching it now, and I'm like, this is not a good show anymore. I don't want to do this, so I stopped
Hmm.
because I want to keep the good memories of the show
Of
because it
course.
advanced, technology advanced since too much to be able to be like, oh, come on now, you can't do that, it's bullshit. Plus it's about a CIA agent who was burned, and he wants to find out why, and it's all those things, and it was interesting back then, but yeah.
Yes. And
Autocorrect is giving everybody a hard time today, so there must be something because at least three people complain about it.
mhm.
Truman Capote. Oh, Truman
Truman
Capote, that's a real
Capote.
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 Okay, I don't know who
Mhm.
that is.
He
It's an
wrote
author.
he is an author, and of course the name escapes me of his the first book. He was the first author, I believe, who wrote about true crime.
Oh,
And
okay,
somebody wrote right in what Truman Capote's first book was.
okay. I probably
And
won't know because
yeah.
there's just too many
Um,
books and not enough time. My best friend's son, Lisa says, was not like cursive in school, and when he graduated, had to learn it because he needed to have a signature. Like seriously?
okay. In Cold Blood, Calla Lizzie said that was the book Truman
Inco.
Capote
Okay.
wrote, and it was the nonfiction novel.
Okay.
So he wrote
Like
about true
ink on blood.
crime and fixed it. And the movie Capote is about Truman Capote
Okay.
as he's writing it, and it's really creepy. He was a
Oh,
great
cool.
fiction writer too. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, we used to read a lot of Russian, authors, and I
Hmm.
really used to hate them because why would you read what's that in English? Crime and Punishment,
Oh
uh,
yes, Crime and Punishment. Hmm.
or War, what's War and Peace and stuff like that. When you're 14 or
Hmm.
15 years old, you have no idea about all this. It
Yes.
was just so boring back then that I was. So I'm like, I'm not really into the whole Russian thing.
Okay. Susan Beckett for the win.
Oh, cool.
Did it
I'm
pop up?
handwriting errors. Times that you can't hide. Oh, cool. That's good to know. Actually, honestly.
That's good. Yeah, I should, you know, Does this say serial killer or overachiever? I don't know. Or are they the same?
I mean, the ransom note for Joe Benny Ramsey,
John Benet Ramsey, yes.
that was something. I mean, okay, that was handwritten, I think, but that was something that was like, whoa, what's this happening with you? What?
Yeah. Oh, Truman Capote also wrote the book Breakfast at
Breakfast at Tiffany.
Tiffany's.
I only know the song.
Yes.
Breakfast at
Oh,
Tiffany.
yes.
I used to watch that on MTV.
Well, of course, back
We
when
had we had
MTV
MTV. Come on, we had
when
MTV.
when MTV played videos.
Yeah, I know. Before all the shows and everything, when it was all about music and not movies, or I don't even
Is
know.
that what the M stands for in MTV? It's
I mean,
music?
I can't be sure. You know, these days maybe it's TV.
That's crazy.
Oh God, no! I mean, yeah, War and Peace and Anna Karenina. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if you had that problem, but when I was told that something was mandatory and I had to read it, my inner self was like, nope, and I couldn't. So what
Yes.
I did with all the mandatory books, which I didn't read them, was that I asked my friend to give me her notes about the books, and I did the tests based on her notes because I was like, I'm not reading anything you tell me to, bitch. Okay, I didn't say that, but and I still can do that. You know, if you tell me that, oh, you need to, you must read this, I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't know why. I can't. I can't. And I love
That's
reading.
well, and I think what may help is, and you know this from encouraging kids to read and people to read,
Yeah,
you have to draw them in why they would
yeah,
like this, what's interesting about it. And by the way, Deb
yeah.
H I saw is in chat. And Deb, I was just at the post office today, and they have
Oh,
an elephant stamp coming out in the United States, I think in August.
that's so cool.
They
But
were the
I
most
just like,
horrendous books
I
ever
don't
written.
want to, shit on the Russian because I know it's very prestigious and very serious, and it's very important. Those books are very important, but I can't. It was the same when I was 13 and I started reading Lord of the Rings, and I stopped halfway through the first book because I was like, hobbits are boring. They don't do anything. And the years later, when they announced that Elijah Wood is going to be Frodo, so I was like,
Hmm.
I will need to obviously watch the whole thing. I reread the book and I was like, hobbits are not doing anything. This is the best part of the whole book. So,
Yeah.
it just changes. But yeah. Yes, geniuses and serial killers have similar handwriting. Well, they are crazy in a kind of
And
similar way, I guess.
they exercise their craziness in different ways.
Yes, yes. Hi, Joanne. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Joan.
Yes, agreed, Susan. That's so cool. Such an interesting profession. I mean, it would have been so nice to know that professions like that existed when you were told to choose your adventure at 14 years old. Like, what do you want to do for the rest of your lives? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Wow. Ooh, Deb H. Oh, I'm sorry. So,
uh,
ooh,
oh, I'm
dang,
so sorry. Hopefully, you can get it by online then.
maybe.
I still can't be Lord of the Rings or any book bigger than. Oh, my one of my favorite book series is not just the Harry Potter. You guys, I read other things too. Is I know, surprising. Not often, but I'm reading the Dune. The 6 books right now, which I
Hmm.
love, and I'm like, uh, because I read it on Kindle, it tells me the percentage, and I'm like,
Oh,
book three,
yes.
18%, and I'm like, I still have a lot of percentage left. But Stephen King's The Dark Tower,
Oh, yes.
and there are books with 600 pages for one book,
Hmm.
and I that was only one. I think that was book either 3 or 6, I can remember, which is kind of like a bit boring because he dragged out the story too long because we
Mm-hmm.
already know how the story ends. He just fills in what's happening in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, but it's just like you could have just, quicken the pace a bit. But I think that's one of the most brilliant fantasy series ever. And I still need
Nice.
to buy all the books, and and I need them in book format. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A funny. I mean, in fact, I know I don't shut up, but you do just, cut me off anytime. Uh, like, see, you
Yeah,
guys, I
watch
told you,
me.
you're here for Gerald, but you're getting me. Is when I was growing up, a long time ago, I only read the fourth book from out of the six, because I knew that there was one book called The Dune,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of thought that that was one book and this was just a spin-off, and I had no idea there were like four other books, and they were connected. So I'm like, okay. So
Wow.
I'm reading the whole, because I didn't even read the original one back then. I only read the
Uh-huh.
fourth one, which I had and which I loved, because I was like, I love this. I read it at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, I don't care
Mm-hmm.
about the other ones. This is good. Young
And
minds.
sometimes people do that with, having worked at a library, we're taught about how to encourage people to read and how to help them find a book that they like, the reading
Mm.
conversations. And you don't have to read a book books in a series. You can start in the third one out of 9. You can read one of them. You don't have to go back and read the other ones. No, there are
I
no
mean,
laws. There are no laws about that, Orshi.
I know that there are no laws, but my inner OCD is like, nope. I'm
Okay,
reading
now
the
that's
series
different.
from I'm that kind of reading. I'm gonna read it from the start, and I read it in order. You can do that, and I was in a book club in the library, and some ladies like to do just dip in, dip out, just read one book, and
Hmm.
I was like, I'm at book 6 because I'm reading it from the start, and I'm not gonna jump ahead because I don't care. I don't do that.
Yes.
I know I have
Kenneth
issues.
Kenneth from Common Hawthorne was being interviewed, casual convo by Julie Peekaboo Rose, and he will not start a series until all of the books are released.
Um, I don't do that because
So,
what if I die, and before that happens, and then I'm never gonna read it,
but you're going
you
to be
know.
dead.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't care if I don't read it. I at least I read 3. But
Yes.
I just wanted to say the Silmarillion is such an interesting book because I read that when I was, I'm gonna say 11 or 12. Because I used to get sick, surprise, and we didn't know what was wrong with me. They didn't have
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
issue. And I had to go regularly to take a blood test in Budapest, and that took some time. So back then there were no cell phones and internet and stuff like
Yes.
that. So I carried the book with me while I was waiting for the lady to,
Hmm.
to go there and blah blah blah. And I read the Silmarillion when I was doing that.
Yes.
So I don't remember what the book was about. I remember
Hmm.
it was beyond my ears, so I wasn't really grasping the meaning,
Sure.
but I know that
Yes.
I felt cool. I felt cool reading it because I was like, I'm reading something this that other people like, don't. When you're a teenager and you think you're so
Hmm.
cool and smart and whatnot,
Yes.
and then you hopefully you grow up and you realize that no, you were just an idiot. I'm actually not a big fantasy genre reader. Never have been, but there are a few writers I love. I mean, you don't have to, love fantasy. I grew up kind of as loving fantasy is not a good way to say it. I think it's I grew up and I was like, this is my jam. This is my thing. I don't care if it's not
Of
real.
course. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention Game of Thrones, but yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Tara
Oh,
living
hi,
with
Minasa.
Manasa.
And we
Hi.
will have a live on the 26th. I think it's Sunday together. So which I didn't have time
Nice.
to schedule yet, but that's coming hopefully tomorrow.
And the mysteries, that's something, anytime you can read something in order,
Yeah.
you just get the nuances of the
Mm-hmm.
characters and the author. And I like that because good authors make every book, they just build, yeah,
Yeah.
there's something new and exciting with them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I mean that's why I really like reading William Gibson's trilogies, because he always takes a minor character from one book and make it the main one in the next one, and it's always an extra little thing. I really like the I don't know the trilogy's name right now, but the one with Mona Lisa Overdrive. I don't know how many times I read Mona Lisa Overdrive. I mean, at least 20. I just love that
Wow.
book. And it's sci-fi, by the way. It's not fantasy, because he's one of my favorites, if not the favorite sci-fi reader.
Mhm.
But I wanted to say that sometimes you have to check if a series reading order is actually how it was published, because
Yes.
sometimes writers add stories later and you have to read it in a
Yes.
not a
But
chronological, not printed, but there's
is it
a
Andre Norton does that? There's different worlds or something that have been created. I'm not sure.
yeah. I
So
mean, I remember. I don't even know. I can't give you the book example, but sometimes Star Trek is, you have to know which show to
yes.
watch in, because
Hmm.
they just go all around. And we just reached the 1 hour. Do you still have more time to, or do you have
I'm
to
here
go?
for you.
Okay.
I'm not in a rush.
We have lollipops. We're gonna survive.
Discworld. There are
Ooh.
42 in the Discworld. Not enough as far as I'm concerned. And I have not read Discworld
I
stuff.
mean, I think Terry Pratchett is the best, one of
Pratchett.
the
That's
best
mhm.
fantasy writers. And I don't know if you can see it, but these are my Terry Pratchett books over there.
Wow.
And I only read them in Hungarian, because I started reading his books translated, and I still only have like 20 from out of the 42, but
Hmm.
I think there's only like 30 translated. But it kind of makes me sad to know that there's a limit. I'm dragging out, because
Of
I
course,
know that
yes.
once I read them, there's not going to be more. And I
Hmm.
just love his. I mean, one of my favorite thing is that talks in capitals. I don't know why, because it's just so ridiculously simple thing to add, but that is like,
It
yeah,
makes
I
a
like cats.
difference.
And my ink swatches have a quote from Terry Pratchett a
Oh,
book,
nice.
because because someone asks that what he thinks about cats at some point, and then he's like, cats. I like cats. Cats are cool, or something like that. I don't know the exact quote by him, because even though I wrote it multiple times, but I just love that cat. Dad loves cats, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
I love
Nice.
that.
Very nice.
Oh, but I saw something about um, Hannibal. Oh yeah, I read
Tony
that the
read the
Hannibal
Hannibal
trilogy was.
trilogy.
Oh
Ooh,
boy, wasn't that too early?
yeah.
It was, but it wasn't that scary. I didn't
The
watch the
books are
movie.
the books are, of course, the books are better than the movies. Everybody knows that typically.
Duh,
So,
duh. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not here to tell people what's what, but duh, books are not always actually. There's a trilogy which I'm not gonna name because I don't want to shame the book, but I watched the movies first, and then I found out that it was based on a book, so I was like, oh, cool. And then I read
Nice.
one chapter from the first book, and I was like, thank you very much. I'm gonna stick to the movies, because what
Mm.
actually is this? So sometimes it happens that, but it's
Does it
very
have
rare.
anything to do with sparkly vampires?
No, I actually like the book.
Okay.
Those vampires, and that's a very passionate topic for me, because that's a like that's a young adult romance novel. It's for teenagers. You fall in love with a vampire, but it's well
Okay.
written, and the main
Okay.
girl, like who Kristen Stewart portrayed, for some reason the director was like, play something stupid, and she was like, okay. The girl, I forget her name, Bella, I think. She's very smart. She's a very smart young girl in the books, and in the movies, she was like, I don't know what's happening. What am I supposed to do now? And I was like, what the fuck's happening now? So I was really mad at those movies, especially because they were directed by a woman, and I was like, you should know better. What are you doing?
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I'm very judgy about those movies because I read the books and I like them.
Elaine, Tarot
Come
Chats,
at
and
me, come
T.
at me.
No, don't come at her. They're talking about the Dan Brown books, and the most recent one I think was called Origin, and I read that one.
Yeah, that was good.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I like his books. I think they are well. I mean, obviously they're never gonna be as exciting as the first one because just like with the Matrix trilogy, the second and the third movie can't be as exciting as the first one because you already know how it works. But people are like, this is not as exciting as the first one.
Yeah, it's different, and
Jean-Luc
sometimes
Picard,
some of the of course,
obviously.
because sometimes there's too much exposition in some of the books to try to move it along. It's like, really? Could we have a good editor?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
like I said, the only time that I actually really enjoyed that was the Hobbit, not the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings, when things were just happening in the Shire, because I was like, I want to move here, I want to live with the hobbits, and it's so peaceful, and there comes a time in your life when you appreciate peacefulness, and
yeah.
I mean, that's why we're different, because I mean, as I said, I didn't like Bella in the books at all. I liked her.
Huh.
I mean, obviously I was a team vampire, but yeah, the movies made it. I want to be a vampire. What can I say?
Do you write with red ink too?
I do have red inks. One of them is I think I have a dragon's blood. I think I do have that.
Love that.
This red dragon actually made me put it down for a few days, then go back to it.
Red Dragon
Was it
was a
scary? That's
creepy
why.
book. Yes, it's very it's a psychological scary thriller.
I mean, I know
It's like,
what it
ooh,
is. I mean, I know Hannibal, but I just
yes.
I was just thinking that the only book that I ever threw across the room, because I don't treat books like that, was, is it Christine Stephen King, the car? Is
Car,
it
yes,
Christine?
Christine, yes.
That I only finished it because I was too terrified. I was too scared, and I had to know that it's gonna end somehow. But I was honestly, I was sitting in my room reading as usual, and it got too scary, and I was like, no, I don't care. I just threw it across the room, and I was like, I'm not reading you. You're just too fucking scary. I never did that ever again, but it just it saved me.
Brian,
I said it.
fight
Don't
me.
fight
Yeah,
me.
she said it. She said
Oh,
it.
I should be,
And it was
like a charity box match.
it was Orshi who said it, not Gerald.
Yeah.
Fight her.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a short fight, because I would be, if it's a physical fight, I would be just dead in minutes.
Oh my gosh.
But we could do a, boxing match.
Get our tiny hands, tiny boxing gloves.
Oh man, that's a good idea.
Brian from Blushing Nerd Tarot said, exit lurking. Raven Boys series, anyone? I know we're not talking about T cards, but resume lurking. That's I think she may have them. How's this?
You mean this one? This is the third one. The second one.
Oh.
And the Raven Boy is the first one. Do you mean the series which I bought because I just love it, and that's why I have the Raven's Prophecy tarot deck, which we don't mention because it was made by the same author.
It's a collector's item associated with it. It grew out of the book, so the books came first.
Unfortunately, it's not as connected to the books that I would love to.
Okay.
Which sucks, because this is such a brilliant. Honestly, if you guys can read it, Okay, I'm gonna show you the first one. This is so well written, and it's based, or not based. It uses the Arthurian legends as a main
Mm-hmm.
story, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just so well written. And there are obviously tarot readers in it. If you
Oh,
need anything.
there you go. Deb H said, I read The Exorcist when I was 13. My mom found it and threw it away, and I had to get a second copy to finish it. What
I
is
mean, if
that?
I can, American Gods by Neil
American Gods.
Gaiman.
I've never read any Neil Gaiman.
You should. I mean, I didn't read as much as I want to, but I love this book. I love the TV show as well. I think it's really
Mm-hmm.
very well done. But that's one of my favorite one, the Anansi Boys.
Nice.
And it
Nice.
comes after, if you have things like you want to understand the story more or better, you should read the American Gods first.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Wow.
I love that. I love talking about books as well.
Me
Oh
too.
yes, Emmy just finished the second book. Awesome,
There you go.
awesome. Honestly, I recommend it because you start reading it. If you don't like the first chapter, skip it because you're not gonna like the whole thing. But
Okay.
I think it's
Wow.
easy to. I mean, I'm very judgy. Ever since I took the How to Write a Novel, the 3 course, I'm very judgy about books because I know how they're supposed to, be built up or
Mm-hmm.
how they're supposed to be made. And I'm like, I'm not getting out of the first chapter when I'm supposed to be getting it. So I judge
Oh,
it more easily because I know what I'm supposed to get from the first chapter. And if it's not there, it's not gonna be there later. So it's so
okay.
much easier for me to say that it's not for me. Bye. Because
Wow.
when I was younger, I actually read books that I regretted reading because I was like, I don't like this.
And there is no law that you have to finish a book that you start. There are far too many books out there.
Yeah, I mean, I
Stop. If
think
you're
that
not enjoying it, stop reading it.
everybody abandons that rule after a while. I was like that too. Obviously, everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna read it because I started. I'm like, nope, I don't have the
And
time.
there are some books though that you do need to finish it up because it's all of a sudden it goes, oh, and everything changes.
Yeah, and sometimes it happens, but I'm like, there are so many books out there. Why am I supposed to, work
Yes.
hard for getting something out of the book?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that's, I don't want to, I don't want to be mean. It's just that probably we are not compatible with the story. So I'm not saying the book
Yes.
is bad. It's just I'm not getting out of it what
Yes.
I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, but oh God, people are reading horrible books when they are young.
Well, and The Exorcist, the book is
Exorcist?
much scarier than the movie.
Oh God,
If you think the movie's scary, the
it
book
is.
is even more frightening.
Mm.
So,
Men Are from Mars. I mean, I didn't read that ever. I knew about the book because obviously it was mentioned in every romantic, comedy in the 90s, I think.
mm-hmm.
But I'm like, now thinking about it, like, Men Are from Mars. Why? Are they warriors? Do they want to fight all the fucking time? No. And, women are from Venus. I don't want to run around half naked. So, stop that. Okay, here's reading quirk. Love biographies, but I don't finish biographies of suicide, of course. I
Oh
don't mean to
yeah.
just I mean I can't imagine that those books would be an easy read.
No.
So I completely understand. So what I meant
Yes.
to ask you, do you have a favorite glitter?
Do I have a favorite what?
Glitter. Is
No,
it?
because glitter is one of those things that it gets everywhere, and once you get it, you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, but
Do
it's so
you?
nice. Yeah.
It
I mean,
is nice.
I don't. I mean, people always say that. I did a pick a card really recently, and I was like, you know what? It's Pride Month. I'm gonna use glitters too, for the pies. And these 3, I mean, this is one of my favorite. Look at
It's
them.
pretty. Are those stars and moons?
No, it's just
Okay.
bigger, round shaped and smaller,
That's
finer.
fun.
And this one is only green with some iridescent thing, but this is copper and pink.
Nice.
And this one is pinkish greenish.
That's pretty.
I
Because I do have to say, sometimes you do need a glitter.
and the magic. I mean, not
Yes.
that kind of magic, just. But yeah, it's very hard not to talk about anything when you don't, when you're told not to talk about something, which is, reverse psychology and all that jazz.
Hmm.
But
All
it's,
that jazz. That's a good song.
yeah, absolutely. And I was just thinking about that some people used to send me letters, not letters, letters with glitter inside, when you
Oh,
open it,
glitter
it,
bombs.
and it goes
Yes.
everywhere. And I'm like, yay, I've just, put on my new clothes and, just ruining it. But right, these
Yes.
days I put them on my nails too often to be. I should
Okay.
add it to tiny hands as
Yes, you
well.
should. Yes, you
Mm,
should because
yeah.
there's even glitter on the tiny hands here.
Oh, yeah, I need to do that.
So, speaking of nail polish, I bought some new nail polish.
Oh, cool.
I was at the Dollar General, and so this one is called Gray Envy, and that's what I'm wearing. It's a Gray Envy.
Ooh,
So,
Maybelline.
hey,
Okay.
it's pretty.
At
And then
least
I
a
also
brand I know.
yes, and then also this is called Sapphire Summer Shimmer, Sapphire Shimmer. I haven't worn this one yet,
Oh, it looks
but it's a
icy.
little, yes, a little icy, kind of like
Oh,
my
and it has.
stare.
Does it have some pink or is that just a light?
It's just the light.
Okay.
And then I also
It looks like
have
frozen.
it looks like Frozen. And
Let it
then,
go, let it
oh,
go. I'm gonna beach slap that song so hard.
Optic, is it Moon?
I'm keeping the comment up because I'm curious what this is all about after. Oh, that goes so well with my glitter.
It does. It does.
I love that.
And
That's
then
by far my favorite
I
color.
bought TarotStache, what's this one called? So Grand Shot. It's a pink.
Ooh. I mean, it's not like I have a matching glitter.
No. Yeah, we did not plan this, people.
Yes, absolutely
So there
not.
you go.
So, yeah, I wanted to say something, but it escaped my mind. So,
Uh-oh.
but Lizzie said, I want to put that couple who are now divorced, of course, and I'm assuming, is it the Depp Heard couple into a burlap sack and throw them in the river? I'm just assuming because we talked about them. But yeah, that's kind of like, were you the one earlier talking about serial killer handwriting? I'm just getting some sort
Oh
of a
my gosh.
reading. I don't know
Oh
why.
my gosh. Crazy, crazy,
Oh,
crazy.
Perp, it's weird. Never finished books on Judy Jimmers and Mary. I don't know. I don't read. Yeah, Hemingway is just. I never read a book about him, but just knowing his story in short format is still just so heartbreaking. That when
Mm-hmm.
someone who gives so much to other writers along down the line, because I write how he wrote, and not in a style or the level, nothing like that. Just
Mm-hmm.
that he said it to not finish um, anything that you're writing for the day. Don't write anything completely. At least something for tomorrow, so you will have a place to start. So you don't have to think,
Yes.
oh, how to come. So I do that too. I leave it with thoughts in the end that, oh, I know I'm gonna be able to start
Or you
next
write the
day.
next paragraph of the next page. You may finish a thought and then you write something else. I
Yeah.
remember there was a movie theater or production
Oh,
company that they would do that. They would finish a movie, they'd finish it all up, and then they would start the next one before they
yeah.
they left that day.
Yeah, I do that, and I think that's so incredibly useful because it helps so
Hmm.
much with, even if you go back and be like, oh, what did I write yesterday? That makes no sense. Or,
Hmm. Yes.
but you have a starting point, and you don't have to be like, okay, I finished this really big monologue or really big chapter, and now I'm like, what am I supposed to do with them? Because or the anxiety
Yes.
rushes back. So, and it just it's
Yes.
heartbreaking to know that he didn't know his life was just miserable. But yeah, so not the dap herd is the more sweetness. I mean, it's kind of hard to escape for me the dap herd because it keeps on giving. So
Yes. Oh, that's right. The guy who wrote that, they're divorced.
oh
That's
man,
right.
I
Okay.
mean, I'm not surprised writing a book like that. Obviously, you're divorced. You don't know anything. Yes, I'm
Small
very
batch
judgy
glitters.
today. I don't know why.
You
I
are.
don't know.
Wow.
This
Maybe it's
sometimes
just
I'm
too hot for
bitchy and
you.
judgy. No, I'm just I'm doing my best and I exercise self discipline normally. But
That's all right.
we're in the Lollipops area, so yeah, the
Oh
blues.
yes, purchase responsibly. And these were
Ooh,
I don't know if they were on sale or whatever, but it's just like
and there's a lot of coupons in the US, right?
was it the Dollar? Yes, was it the Dollar General? It may have been Big Lots.
You guys
So
have so many really good, really cheap stores that I'm like, we
o-
don't really have those anymore.
okay,
We used to have one.
and don't use the term really good and really cheap in the same sentence because really cheap usually does
Okay.
not mean really good. You can
You
find
okay, obviously,
you
but
can find good
cheaper.
sales at this places, but you do have to work at some of those because
Yeah, yeah.
usually when it's a good product, they no longer sell it. That's been my experience. Talk about
Uh,
bitter. I'm like going, ooh, I love this. And it's like,
yeah.
it's no longer available. It's like,
Like the lollipop, and they call you like old because you want retro stuff.
you have to go online probably to get those.
Yeah, yeah. Which is it's just because, and then I'm then paying a shitload for just shipping. So I'm like,
Yes. I wonder if Elaine she's going to the sweet shop. Maybe she'll post a
hey
video
Jake,
about it. Hey, Jake.
how are you doing? Yeah, but we love all sorts of videos, not just because you can see we can talk about other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I wanted to. Okay, staring right in my face. I wanted to show you my huge dandelions, which are not dandelions, but
Wow. What are
these are
they?
my.
They're amazing.
I don't know what they are, but they look like dandelions, and they are being sprayed with hairspray, so they not broke formation. I know.
Boom.
Uh, but yeah, I think they look magical. And my nephew, who's a year and a half now, he was obsessed with dandelions. He always he
Yes.
learned how to blow them off. So when he saw these ones, he was like, oh yeah. So
Those
yeah.
would be really beautiful cast in a metal, I think.
Oh, could be
I think that's
hiding
just
behind that.
really, really pretty. Yeah, you know.
If you don't
Ooh.
want to see my face, I can just do this, and
Oh
it's
my
gonna be
gosh.
the huge dandelion camera.
There you go. Wow.
So yeah, which the hiding behind? No, probably not. Or the metal casting.
I don't remember.
Flower.
Oh my gosh. Were they purple in the light in life, those flowers Lizzie asked? Were those purple before they
I don't.
turned?
I don't. Purple. They're not purple.
No, but were the
Which one?
flowers, did they have a flower to
No,
them?
I don't think. I don't think we saw any flowers actually. Just these seeds.
Hmm.
Because we only saw them close up, and I think it was some yellow actually poking up, but never saw it full bloom. It just went into I'm gonna be a seed. I don't care. I'm not gonna do the whole blooming
Hmm.
do because flowers can be lazy as well. It's their right.
Wow.
So yeah, I have no idea what
Yeah,
they are, but it's fun, fun,
yeah.
fun.
Dandelions are yellow before they turn fluffy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know that.
Yeah.
I know you
I
don't
know
think
you
I
know
know
that.
stuff
Yes.
like that, but
I didn't say. Actually, what I did was is there were I had dandelions in my
oh,
yard in the front, and
I
I
didn't know.
cut around them
Oh,
because I wanted the bees to still have
yeah.
some food.
We have
So,
some. There's a tree that's still blooming, which I forgot how it's called in English. So
mhm.
I'm not gonna give you the Hungarian one because it's not helping. But there are some lavenders with flowers, and I like because I like the fact that the swing that we have for my nephew is next to a bush, a small bush. So I'm kind of trying to teach him not to be afraid of bugs and stuff like that. So every time
Mhm.
a bee comes over, I'm like, oh look, the bee is drinking,
You're
eating the
making it
flower.
fun. Yes.
I'm trying to because
It's
we grew
good.
up being terrified of bugs, so I'm like I'm trying to be different. So we're like, oh look at the ant is here
Yeah.
and
Make
stuff
it
like that. So
fun and exciting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
Help it
start
be
murdering,
curious.
bugs, it's not my fault. I try.
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah,
hope
we don't
not
want to
because
do
that
that.
would indicate something horrible. So,
Ooh,
mm,
gross.
oh yeah, of course Elaine knows that. Her name is TarotStache.
Mm-hmm.
Dandelions. I think dandelions are make great pesto tea, coffee from the
Yes.
roots. And someone posted a video, but I forgot who that was. It was kind of like in defense of dandelions or something like that, and they
Mm-hmm.
went over
Yeah.
how you can actually use them.
You can also, dandelion tea, salad, and dandelion wine. There's medicinal purposes for them that are nice.
Yeah, and Deb said, like Bergamo's Liz, if I cut my hair really short, it looks like I have a giant bergamot on my head. I mean, it's not a bad thing if you think about it. When I had a pixie, some mornings I woke up and I looked like, oh God, I forgot the name of the anime character. It would
Uh-oh.
have been a cool story if I remembered the punchline. I really hate when that happens. I
Uh-oh.
really want to tell a story, and I'm like, I told that story so many times. Oh, it's Shongoku, but you don't say it like that. It's Shongoku separately or something. You know the anime character?
I don't know anime, so I'm not going to
It's
be very
same.
helpful.
I never watched, but I'm gonna show you a picture so you will know. It's pretty much something
Tara
like,
living with Manasa said brain fart.
oh, absolutely.
I've had
So
those.
my hair was something like that,
Oh,
and yeah, and I woke up. My hair is not like that. So I woke up. I walked past the mirror and I was like, and started laughing because it was just ridiculous.
Naruto? Deb
That's
put
an
it in the
anime
chat.
as well, but I'm not
Yeah.
knowledgeable with. Yeah, I only know these
Goku?
basic ones because that was a movie. I
Oh.
know.
Did you play Pokemon Go? Okay, I didn't either.
No, no. Naruto. Okay, people know that. Okay, other people are more knowledgeable. So yeah, I don't
I
know.
love
Is it
it.
possible to dip these in metal? I would. I think they would. Like I think you can cast something on them first, like make a plaster cast and use that to
Yeah, there would be some way.
make it. Yeah.
So,
I think, I mean, I'm sure someone already did that. We're not reinventing the wheel here, so
yes.
because we're just talking about lollipops and paper clips.
Yes.
Let's not hate on the
Lollipops.
paper clip.
Yes.
But yeah, we will finish soon because we're on for an hour and a half now, and I still need to
Whew.
eat some spicy dinner because it's not at all special today. It's no
No.
magical related dates, so obviously I will have to do something.
Yeah, why don't you eat spice all the time? And use your good
Mm,
china.
yes, and Lizzie needs to take a breath because anime are pissing her off for some reason,
Aw.
which is not a good thing. Oh, we're getting
Ooh.
recipes. Nice. Elaine
Mm.
posted quite a few. I think you posted it on YouTube as well, but on Facebook for sure, where she showed how to make pesto with stuff like that. So
Hmm.
that was really
Yes. Love that.
interesting. So go check her out. But yeah, I think I'm gonna finish. We're gonna say goodbye because we need
All
to eat a
right.
bunch of lollipops, and I
Yes.
have a spicy noodle that needs to be eaten
Ooh,
because
nice.
spicy food very
Nice.
unhealthy, but I don't care. I have a
I should
reason.
probably unwrap these before I eat them.
Yes. Do you want to show me one, how it looks?
Which one do you want to see?
The blue. I mean, if I can even open mine, because it's just the hell.
These are dum-dums, and you can actually save all of your wrappers, and you could do collage stuff with them. You can put them in
Ooh,
special boxes or something like that.
this
There
one
you
is.
go.
I think it's melted a bit. So I'm trying to open it. I can't.
I see
Ooh, I
them.
like that.
So there, I'll put it right in front of that. It's like,
Uh,
actually,
Look
I
what a
like that
surprise
color
mine
blue.
is.
It's very pretty. There you
I
go. Oh,
know.
your handle matches your color. Does that do
Yes,
that with all of them?
no, everything is yellow.
Okay, everything's yellow.
It's a Coldplay song. Yellow.
Nice. There you go.
I'm gonna
Gosh.
eat you. Okay, let's stop with all the weird stuff.
Thank you, everybody. This has been fun. Or you throw them
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
Well, you could just get in there. So,
yeah. I mean, join Gerald later. I think you're gonna do something later as well. There's gonna be
with
something on your channel, right? Or
Jamie later today.
oh yeah, yeah. I will be not up because you guys live in the middle of the night, so I will be watching the replay and have a
Yeah.
great conversation about things with the screen, which I usually do. because because I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. I'm like, oh yeah, no, there's
There you go.
nothing, no one to talk to. So yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
So,
Thank you so much. And seriously, if anybody wants to join, because you can see how seriously fun we are in these. I mean,
duh.
of course, this was extra special fun because Gerald was here, and yes, I say that to all the people. But
I
yeah,
know. I've
you know,
watched.
if you don't want to do, I'm good at this. Being a good host, I mean.
There
Uh,
you go.
but if you don't want to be on a serious stream because you feel like that would be too much of a pressure, if you just want to come in and talk about lollipops, and I even had like liquid soap, which is
Oh, look at that.
like shimmery and shiny, because I was
Shimmery.
like,
You were all
we live
glittery
in
today.
such, yes, I'm absolutely, we live in such beautiful times when liquid soap comes in like shiny, like
I love that.
honest.
When liquid soap is shiny, that makes it
I,
all better,
I know, right?
isn't
I
it?
mean, I that's my religion, new religion. So,
There you go.
so I'm gonna, finish up with my new mustache.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Like and
Awkward,
subscribe.
awkward waving with the lollipop. We need to do that.